So the boxing schedule is going to get highlighted here as the sport is highlighted this weekend with Naoya Inoue fighting in Japan. What else is coming up? It is a very busy next little while in the sport of boxing. Coming up next weekend, February 1st, it is David Benavidez against David Morrell Jr. 12 rounds for Benavidez's interim WBC light heavyweight championship and Morrell's WBA light heavyweight title. It is a move up for David Benavidez, who by all rights should be fighting Canelo Alvarez next, but won't be. So he is probably going to get an opportunity at whoever comes out of Riyadh later on next month as the undisputed light heavyweight championship. And that is the next big one. But that is a gigantic fight. It's up on Prime Video on February 1st, which we've talked about before. They need to take a note from the hockey broadcasts that they have had, which have been excellent production-wise. They need to get that production over onto the boxing side because it's been rough so far with the PBC on Prime. But David Benavidez, one of the next great up-and-coming fighters, deserving of a big opportunity, and he is one fight away from that. February 22nd, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is one of the most stacked cards in the history of the sport. At the top of it, it is Artur Beterbiev taking on Dmitry Bivol. 12 rounds for Beterbiev's undisputed light heavyweight championship. Also on the card, Daniel Dubois. Shouldn't be a heavyweight champion, but he is, thanks to the IBF being dumb. He's going to be defending that championship against Joseph Parker. You have to assume that a fight against Alexander Usyk is next for Dubois if he can get a win there. Carlos Adames against Hamza Shiraz for Adames's WBC middleweight championship. Virgil Ortiz against Israel Madrimov. 12 rounds for the vacant WBC junior middleweight interim championship. Joshua Buatsi taking on Callum Smith for Buatsi's WBO light heavyweight interim championship. Smith coming off of a really strong performance. Shakur Stevenson, who has the capabilities of being one of the best fighters in the world, needs to put it all together as he defends his WBC lightweight title against Floyd Schofield. 12 rounds there. And Zhilei Zhang is fighting against Agit Kabayel. 12 rounds for a vacant WBC heavyweight interim championship. This is an unbelievably stacked card out in Riyadh, and I think really sets up a lot of fun different directions for the rest of 2025. When you look at, obviously, like Beterbiev Bivol, the winner of that probably gets Benavidez. And honestly, the loser of it might get Canelo. Although Canelo, it sounds like that one's getting wrapped up with him and Terence Crawford. You have a middleweight championship on the line. A lot of fun things happening at middleweight right now. Callum Smith, like we just talked about the light heavyweight division, maybe that's the next move. The Beterbiev Bivol loser takes on a Callum Smith next. Shakur Stevenson is desperately trying to get into that mainstream again after a couple of lackluster performances. He fights Floyd Schofield. And Zhilei Zhang, we don't know what's going to happen with Alexander Usyk and the heavyweight championship, but Zhang wants to be there for another opportunity. So a win here probably gets him in line to face the winner probably of Dubois and Usyk, or puts him in line at least for another big fight. But that one is coming up on DAZN pay-per-view. And then March 1st from Las Vegas, Nevada, it is the PBC back on Prime with Gervonta Davis taking on Lamont Roach Jr. 12 rounds for Davis's WBA lightweight championship. So you have a number of fighters in my pound-for-pound rankings who are going to be fighting in the first quarter here of 2025. It is, can't say this enough, there is a lot of uneasiness with how we are getting here with Saudi Arabia's involvement. But this is an amazing time for boxing fans to enjoy some of these fights. And it starts this weekend with Naoya Inoue.